Welcome to another exciting Tuesday episode of EATON Detroit Spring's 1 Minute Monday. When this heart-throbbing episode is done, you will know all there is to know about how to measure U-bolts. All right, we've mounted our leaf springs to the frame by using bolts or pins through the eye at one end of the spring and by a shackle at the other end. And now it's time to attach them to the axle. And to do so, for most vehicles, we're going to use those funny bent bolts called U-bolts. Why are they called U-bolts? Just take a good look at one. You'll figure it out. Knowing what size and shape U-bolt to use can be a challenge because U-bolts come in hundreds of sizes and shapes. If you or your part supplier does not know what size you need, you're going to have to measure one you took off. And there is only one way to measure a U-bolt, and it is pretty simple. All you're going to have to do is take 3 easy measurements and make one very difficult observation. Measurement number 1 is going to be the diameter of the threads. Do not measure the unthreaded part because most U-bolts have rolled threads and the unthreaded shaft will be smaller than the actual thread. For the next 2 measurements, you are always going to do them between the legs of the U-bolt. And the first one is going to be the length. Put your tape measure at the top of the U and see how long it is to the end of one of the legs. The final measurement is going to be the width. And you're going to take that measurement and again, between the legs, close to the top of the U-bolt. Now, if you want to outsmart us and decide that measuring the width at the end of the legs or measure the center distance of the legs, it has been our experience that you will end up buying a second set of U-bolts. Now that we've taken our measurement, it's time for that very difficult one observation. The shape of the top of the U-bolt. Is it square or is it round? And here are a couple of tips that may be helpful. If the spring is mounted on top of the axle and the nuts are pointing up, the U-bolt top should be round. And if the nuts are pointing to the ground, the U-bolt top should be square. And if the spring is mounted below the axle, which it is on most cars, the nuts should be pointing down towards the ground, and that means the U-bolt top should be round. Let us know just how much you enjoyed this video by hitting the like button. And by hitting the subscribe button, you will not miss any of our upcoming highly educational videos. And finally, when you're ready to get your American-made leaf and coil springs, head over to www.EATONDetroitSpring.com. Thank you, and who else do you know who we can help?